Which banana would you choose? Actually, we work exclusively for women. And what if I add a little ruler to this thing? Any ideas what we're going to talk about today? Every one of my patients who followed my recommendations has a long, thick penis. So why not get started? Requests are coming in. Why is it specifically about volume before finances? This topic is super hot. In fact, this is the only method in the world for permanently enlarging the penis. Friends, basically, yes. Today we're talking about how to turn this banana into that banana. Medically, beautiful. Convenient. I don't even know who to keep away from this video, men or women, because men are happy, women are happy, everyone is happy. Friends, today we're talking about male enhancement. We first brought up this topic with Mr. Koresh Topa. Check out that video. You know, it's like going from theory to practice. We found doctors who use unique technologies and are ready to guarantee an increase of 2 to 4 centimeters. Moreover, it's not just about length. Turns out diameter is also an issue. And diameter matters too, and it can also be restored. I took a look at this. We're going to talk about this topic carefully because this is YouTube, but it's an interesting topic and there are a lot of requests about it. Well, there are a lot. I mean, if it were just 10, but there are hundreds of people asking me about this, especially after the urology videos. That's actually why the ruler and bananas. So watch, subscribe, and stay tuned. Are penis enlargement surgeries done only for cosmetic reasons, or are there other medical indications as well? 85% of patients come to us for enlargement, and that's purely for cosmetic reasons. But in reality, only up to 15% of patients actually have a truly small penis. We perform the surgery for any patient over the age of 18. Let me give you a brief overview of our clinic, Andro Expertise. As you know, in Europe and Turkey, there isn't a medical center dedicated exclusively to men's health and sexual aesthetics. We filled that gap for you. You can come to us with any issue related to sexual desire or the penis itself. This could be a short or average size, it could be increasing the diameter, it could be lengthening, it could be treating Peyronie's disease, correcting curvature, treating erectile disorders, erectile dysfunction, and so on. We address any concerns and enhance your sexual performance. Just look around you. Everything here is done for the sake of your penis. How often do couples come to see you together? Or do men usually prefer to come alone? The number of patients who come for enhancement together with their partner is very small. Usually, men come alone. Often, they come before getting married or starting a new relationship, or simply during a difficult period in life when a man wants to start fresh. Sometimes they even ask to have the surgery recorded as a different medical procedure. In other words, they even try to hide it. All enhancement surgeries consist of 2 components. One is lengthening and the other is thickening. The minimum length increase that we guarantee is 2 centimeters. Sometimes that number can be as much as 5 centimeters. But there are no methods that can guarantee more than 5 centimeters. Keep this in mind. A normal increase is between 2 and 5 centimeters. When it comes to increasing the circumference, there are a lot of nuances, and it all depends on us and the doctor. Thickening is possible only as much as the patient's skin allows. We usually recommend that patients get thickening that matches the size of the glands, so it looks natural. So you don't do anything to the glands? Of course, it can be enlarged with fillers. But in reality, very few patients actually choose this method. It often reduces sensitivity and can be used as one of the treatments for premature ejaculation. By the way, since we're bringing up the topic of all sorts of fillers, seriously, I urge you to look into it because fillers are bad news. There are cases where this leads to catastrophic consequences. And Don't mess around, don't mess around, don't mess around. We have gathered the best methods from various techniques. Essentially, our success comes down to 4 components. So, the penis. In reality, part of the penis is always inside the body, and it actually extends all the way to the anus. Almost half of the penis is hidden inside. Our goal is to surgically cut the connective tissues in a special way to bring it outward. So basically, we don't use any silicone or other synthetic materials. What else do we do besides that? And join our clients. We don't inject fat to increase thickness, because that's just a temporary solution. We don't use fillers like everyone else does around the world. We also don't use silicone. We perform next-generation enlargement. We use certain organic tissues. We use a special material made from calf and pig pericardium, which has long been used to correct penile curvature. And between the 2 layers of this pericardium material, we place a special plasma gel made from the patient's own blood. And this sandwich-like structure is positioned around the penis so that there are no issues with urination. We discuss the length and thickness with the patient in great detail and agree on what the actual size will be. We named this technique the ZuDo plus HardRock sandwich. You can read more details about ZuDo in the description below this video. In fact, this is the only method in the world for permanent penis enlargement. We have our own website, an Instagram account, a YouTube channel, plus with Dr. Dogukan, we have our personal Instagrams and TikToks. We're pretty public guys. But of course, our main channel is our satisfied patients who recommend each other, our services, and our quality. Naturally, we also speak at various conferences and give a lot of presentations. More than 2,000 urologists have visited our clinic, listened to our presentations, and support our method. What will you do to increase all members in Istanbul? Yes, we had the ambitious goal of increasing the average penis length of all men in Turkey. Thank God, we've already managed to do that. Now it's the turn of those watching this video. Let's give the whole world bigger organs. The operation takes about 2 hours. You'll stay in the hospital for a day, and after 3 days, you'll have a follow-up exam and dressing change. 7 to 10 days after your dressing change, you'll have another checkup or a follow-up dressing change. And in 4 to 5 weeks, everything will be ready. You'll be ready for new achievements. As of today, there are 3 main fears about this enlargement surgery. One of them, will you lose your erection? No, you won't lose your erection because we don't touch the tissues of the penis. We work underneath the skin of the penis. Just imagine this is the penis and we work under the skin. The second fear, will sensitivity be lost? The sensitivity of the skin. We don't do anything to the skin of the penis, so the sensitivity won't go anywhere. It will react just like before. You'll feel everything. Also, many people get scared when they hear that some ligaments will be cut. Will it still react and stand up the same way? No, of course he will stand. Not a single patient after our surgery has had their penis point downward. That's an absolute internet myth. Who actually makes the decision, the man or the woman? Honestly, we mostly work for women. But in reality, of course, men have always dreamed in their prayers of having something longer and thicker, because since ancient times, it has been associated with strength. Just think about it. Since ancient times, before there was even paper or pens, penises were drawn everywhere on rocks. Since then, the penis has been considered a symbol of strength. This orange part is calf pericardium. The pericardium is treated with antibiotics in a sterile way, and then I prepare it. I place a white tissue in the middle, which is obtained from the patient's own blood using a special technique. This consistency is a bit like modeling clay. This is an exceptional technique. We worked for years to make this possible. This is what the tissue looks like that we wrap around the penis to increase its diameter. But what if there are problems with erections? There's no blood flow in that area, right? In the area we've augmented, of course, there is no erection, but inside, the erection still happens. The induced erection inside the penis presses against these tissues. So, overall, there are absolutely no problems with erections. A big, thick, disgusting penis. We've operated on more than 400 patients using this technique. Every one of my patients who followed my instructions has a long, thick penis, and it will stay that way for the rest of their lives. How often do you get patients who have had enlargement done by other methods, and you have to redo it? Almost 3 out of every 4 patients are people who previously had procedures done by other colleagues using fillers or fat. For a third of them, during our surgery, we have to remove and clean all of that out, and then perform a proper penis enlargement using our technique. The Andro Expert case is the latest and final word in the field of penis enlargement in the world today.
You know what really interesting thing I recently discovered for myself? It actually turns out that if you take our manhood, our organ, it turns out that almost half of it, can you imagine this, is actually hidden inside us, right? And we only have access to this part here. So surgically, well, one of the methods is basically that we, in essence, bring out this part, those 2 to 4 centimeters, right? We bring them out. So we don't cut anything off anywhere. Basically, we just expose the part that's hidden inside us. That's the story, friends. I'll even write it here. 2 to 4 centimeters is the minimum potential we can bring out nicely, and everything will be fine.
Is it ever the case that other doctors, not knowing your technique, might discourage people from this either out of ignorance or on purpose? Or do they say that this is a dangerous procedure? Yes, unfortunately, this happens both in Turkey and in Europe. We have a popular saying about this. People are afraid of what they haven't done or what they don't know. Well, kiska, Leiden, zayukyu. They haven't done it, they don't know how, so they try to talk people out of it. But judging by the large number of our patients, there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Reduction is extremely expensive. In all the years I've been working, only one patient has ever come to me with this request. In 15 years, only one person has asked for a reduction. Usually, it's just guys joking around. No one ever comes in for a reduction. And yes, don't forget, if any of your friends says he wants to make his penis smaller, you can be sure it's already small.
It's an interesting topic. Well, the choice is yours. Watch, share, and give advice. Just know that this option exists.